Alex Answer here, coming to you December 26, 2012, from South Central Colorado, specifically the San Luis Valley, or San Luis Valley. And I've been here since November 17th, 2012, and I have been roughing it, very much so. I mean, we're talking about temperatures at night that often get below 30 degrees. And I've done a lot of traveling in my life. And some of those travels have been to some very isolated places on the planet. And there's a lot more traveling that I believe I'm going to be doing in my lifetime. But I'm making this video now, even though we haven't talked in a while. I haven't been producing a whole lot of YouTube videos. I've been in the living within, if you will, and getting more of my answers from within as I've been working with mostly my own energy, being out here in this very isolated spot. And it's been a very liberating experience. I feel very inspired at this point in time to bring new levels of information to the World Wide Web and elsewhere as we usher in this post-2012 era, as we move into this new cycle, which for a lot of us is something that's marked with the expansion of consciousness or awareness as to what is actually taking place on the earth right now. And there are things that I've never said before about this control structure, and the spiritual dynamic of what's going on that I would like to begin to present again in a new format. You can call it Outside the Box 2.0, but I am strongly thinking about returning to Portland, Oregon in the coming weeks or coming months, depending on when the financing is available. Now, I've chosen to live as a urban and rural monk, if you will, for a period of time, because it is empowering to go beyond the fear of living without money. And it's something I've been doing for some time. And there's negative forces in the universe that sometimes comes through people or comments, that may call me a bum or different other things. And that is the archonic, negative, you could almost call it reptilian, demonic energy that wants to see me give up on the path that I embarked on a very long time ago, even before 9/11. Inside, I had begun to change and see the world in a different way. And after 9/11, years afterwards, I started the show Outside the Box and started to present a level of information that a lot of people watching Access TV and watching YouTube videos had not been exposed to before. Well, now, since 9/11, there's been a lot of information dealing with level 1 awareness of the conspiracy. And now things are blowing up to level 2 awareness. And I am seeing right now a level of receptiveness in the audience and in the world that I did not see before. And I'm seeing a level of awareness growing into the unseen spiritual levels of our reality. And there is a message that I feel that I need to present, another perspective, a more spiritually based perspective. And staying out here for a unnecessary prolonged period of time is not serving me or serving anyone else, which is why I feel this magnetic pull to return to Portland and to restart cable access. And this time, the shows are going to be a lot more powerful than ever before. Each show will have a certain focus on a certain topic that is guaranteed to blow the minds of the people watching it. It's not going to be the same information. And so I'm very excited about this new direction that I feel I need to be taking because of the negative forces that push me out of Portland through the different ways that it operates, which I'll talk to at a point later on in time in more detail, has kind of given me my own spiritual awakening as of recently. That's showing me that if I bend to the will of the dark forces, and I'm not talking about intimidation, but just negative people that don't want to hear the truth because the darkness does not like the light. And I understand that. I understand why spiritually I have been targeted in my lifetime, but I'm identifying that it's not about people. It is about a negative energy that doesn't want this information out there. And if I just stay away from Portland and I just stop doing my show and I live out here in, Timbuktu land, Colorado, the dark forces win. Ultimately, it is a very good thing that I'm here because this is sacred land. The Indians came here for their vision quest. I didn't know that until I arrived here. So, in a couple minutes here, I'm going to be going into town for some supplies with a neighbor. It's been 2 weeks since I've been in town. It's been weeks since I've had a shower. I hardly ever talk to anybody out here. I don't have phone service. But the information, when you go into a state of isolation, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just balance. It's not isolating forever, but I think it's good for everybody to have their own vision quest, to step out of their comfort zone and live with less, live with nothing, live with no money, live with no mate, and just deal with the information that you are to receive. The information I feel like I received as of recently, ironically around the time of December 21st, 2012, is that it's time to return to my work and take whatever I started years ago to the next level. So we're talking about level 2 awareness, into the awareness of the archons, the spiritual realm, spiritual warfare. How do we protect ourselves against that? How do we develop the tools that we need to develop the powers that we have innately built in within us? There is a lot of information I haven't even covered yet because I'm still in a state of learning, and now I feel like I'm going through another major learning curve, which is going to make the shows that I'm going to be producing, it's going to be a whole universe away from the stuff that was produced in the past. And that's what I'm looking forward to, helping people, because through helping others, I help myself. Secreticity exists in this universe where I'm willing to live with absolutely nothing and absolutely no one, and yet the basic needs of mine are taken care of. I may be freezing, but the spiritual essence inside me feels like it's refining as a result of the sacrifices that I have taken. And it doesn't mean that the negativity is going to stop as a result of this new role that I plan to play, focusing more on the spiritual aspect than the fear and doom political aspect that others are consumed with. But that's their experience, that's their choice, but it's also my choice and my free will to break outside the box and take things to the next level. Because I want to give people that perspective. And I'm seeing a receptive audience out there to ideas they weren't receptive to before. So this shift in consciousness isn't about the world being saved by aliens or return of Christ, sorry to say, or an automatic destruction of the New World Order. It's an awareness as to what's wrong and awareness as to the true powers that we have to transform this reality, to transform this environment, and that's our job. Not the job of the Galactic Federation of Light or anything like that. It's your job and my job to create a more peaceful reality. That's why we're in the Earth realm. That's why some of us feel like, we have this connection to Source, yet we're here in the physical dealing with all this crap, and we're going, why are we here? We're here to transcend the darkness and to show others there's another way. And you can do it without subscribing to a particular religion. And you can do it despite the fact that you may be attacked for doing it. Because no doubt about it, there are people that you're going to see them in the comments ahead on YouTube attacking me, trying to say insulting things, because there's a dark energy out there that doesn't want us to grow spiritually. Oftentimes people come under intense psychic attack when they start going in a whole new level, because there are forces of darkness that want to intimidate them back into the box, into, this divide and conquer game. And we need to transcend that. And that's a message that I'm going to be presenting in the future. I do need your help getting back to Portland, because I haven't been able to find any work out here. And the truth is, I did look. And unfortunately, it's not something that's an option right now. So I'm willing to basically live in a tent back in Portland, to be homeless again if I have to live with nothing and no money whatsoever, because this information needs to get out there. And I'm going to do my very best in the year 2013 to take things to the next level in the conspiracy research community and even those that, for years have been locked into the mainstream New Age belief that we would all be ascended by the year 2012. And there are some people that subscribe to that very particular belief system, that by a certain date, we're just going to be saved from ourselves. And I think that, that audience also needs accurate information, because there's a lot of fake channeled information out there that likely has been coming from the archons and other demonic elements telling humanity to stand down, don't be aware of the New World Order, that's negative, and people that talk about it are negative, people that talk about the victims of war are negative. Just sit there and try to focus on absorbing yourself in yourself and what you can get from this world. And I don't believe that's spiritual, and that message also needs to be presented, because there's a lot of people out there that are very depressed that have been in the mainstream New Age movement for a while, because they were told by this time that their butt would be wiped. and that they didn't actually have to wipe their butt themselves. Someone else would come down from the skies, upgrade their DNA, and all would be fine. And that's a lie. That's been projected onto the human species to get us to stand down and not activate our true power. By telling me, oh, you already are gods. You already got all that taken care of. All you've got to do is just sit. And there's something very powerful about meditation. I'm not knocking that. In fact, in upcoming shows, we will talk about meditation and other levels of connecting with our spirit and our energy. But it's about dealing with our information, not just listening to someone else or some fake channeler. We need to access our own information. In order to do that, we have to peel out the crap that's been implanted into us, whether we're aware of it or not aware of it. So I can use your help in the form of donations, whether you choose to use PayPal or you choose to email me directly and get it to me some other way. But I feel a desire to get back to the Rose City and to grow into a new role that I haven't been in before, where I'm no longer bothered by the psychic attacks or the insults or the miscommunication or people labeling me a conspiracy theorist or people glaring at me in the supermarket because they saw me on Access TV and they didn't like what they saw. They can go ahead and do that because a real message of love needs to be presented, of non-judgment, and of course, total respect for free will. I'm not all about the whole world has to wake up right now. No, that's a violation of one's free will. But information does need to be presented, so at least they have been exposed to it, so they can decide for themselves whether they want to continue to serve the archonic New World Order demonic system, or if they want to actually start to engage in their own individual shift in consciousness, because I do think our souls are here in these human bodies to evolve. That's why we're getting all this stuff thrown at us that we can ultimately reverse if we were to have a real awakening, to really love each other and, have compassion and empathy for others that are harmed by the system. But a lot of that does not exist yet. It's not existing on a large level. We still have a lot of people that are okay with the suffering of others, which is why I believe that this whole thing about we're all going to be enlightened by 2012 is a bunch of bullshit, because now it's almost 2013 and we're seeing on some levels things getting worse and worse and worse. So you won't see me denying the problem, but you're not going to see me, losing myself in the problem, saying we're all going to die and be forced into a FEMA camp. That's very low energy to assume that something bad is going to happen to you simply because some of these plots happen to exist. I'm sure some of you have given some thought to the idea that maybe they're telling us these things over and over through particular talk show hosts and alternative media sources to frighten us into submission. So I need to get back on the air very soon. It may take a couple months to get the weekly show back, but I do plan to syndicate this across the globe. I do need your help. PayPal.com, Alex_Answery@hotmail.com is my email. And I truly believe for every dollar that you apply to helping me, good does come your way when you help others that are trying to serve the light. None of the money goes to drugs. None of the money goes to side projects or strip bars or other things, decadent things that consume some people in this realm. I need your help getting home. And if you're able to do that, I would appreciate that very, very much. But even if you aren't able to do that, your prayers, your thoughts on my safe passage home to the Rose City are also appreciated as well. I'm Alex Answery, signing off from the San Luis Valley of South Central Colorado, December 26, 2012. I love you all, and I wish nothing but the best for all of you in your own personal awakening and individual shift in consciousness. We'll talk again soon.